Quite awesome movie reviews. This is The Punisher, which is a Netflix original. It obviously takes place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but of course the dark and gritty Netflix side. So coming off of Daredevil, Frank Castle is technically deceased. He's no more, and he's now just this regular guy that's working, breaking down a wall, and then breaking down a wall some more, and then slamming against the wall. He does a lot of wall breaking. And then some events kick into motion, and he's basically pushed back into the fray. When you're watching this, it doesn't really feel like a Netflix property, and that's good and bad. There's no superhero context. There's not really any crossovers, aside from the whole journalist thing, which I won't go into because I don't really want to do any spoilers. The season is very slow. It takes a lot of time, and I can see a lot of people getting really bored with that aspect of it. I know I was definitely feeling it, and I'm quite into the Marvel properties. And I really do like the Punisher as a character. I think John Bernthal is fantastic. He was great acting in this once again. He's gritty, he gets beat up, and that was one aspect I did really like, is that they brought back the whole, these characters can feel like they can die. And you don't really get that in the Defenders or Iron Fist, and it was nice to see, actually feel realistic with somebody getting, beaten down and is bleeding, and he had the potential to die multiple times. And that's really great, because it makes it feel more realistic. That being said, again, there's no magic. It's very much about a military perspective and sort of some situation that happened in his life. And the Punisher rarely punishes, I want to say. It takes a long time to get going. I don't feel that the whole material is really up to a full season stretch. You might enjoy it if you like the other Netflix things and if you really like Daredevil. And because it continues to get that really aggressiveness that was captured with this character originally. And, there's some fairly well-shot action scenes, and it does generally look really nice visually, but the plot really isn't too interesting, and I can see a lot of people getting bored. There's some side stories as well going on, and I don't think they were too interesting. There's a whole Homeland Security aspect to it, and I thought that part was somewhat cool, it was alright. But then there's like a PTSD portion with someone else, and they all tied together, but the build up there was a little bit slow, and I wasn't particularly a fan of seeing that in motion. I don't think they should have had a full season, quite honestly. They stretched out the material a bit. Still, it was particularly good. It picks up, the action scenes are fantastic in it. And if you like the Punisher, this is really a nice build up for his story and kind of pushing him forward. He doesn't exactly do a ton of combat, but when he does, he's really into it. He's aggressive, and it's great. He's paired up with a sort of hacker individual in this one, and you get a sort of family dynamic in comparison to what Frank doesn't have and what this individual does have, and where they both ended up at this certain point. And those two working together, there was some nice chemistry there. And I did enjoy generally what was going on in it. When it picks up, it does really get going, but it's a mixed bag of, can you stick through it through the really boring kind of slow build up? And I felt that they could have done a better job with the pacing overall the entire season. I mean, it's the most non-Marvel thing to see, and I mean, if you want to see something that's different within the universe, then that is perfect in The Punisher. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. You can read my full review in the description below.